MBA as a fresher करना चाहिए or after work experience. A lot of people say that MBA without work experience will not add value in your profile. It will not help you in your learning. But let me tell you here, Western concepts को India में blindly follow नहीं करना चाहिए. India में the market conditions are different. The kind of roles that are offered to MBA candidates, that is different. Even the students' needs are different. So that's why you need to think about this holistically. Whether you should go for your MBA as a fresher or not completely depends on your past profile and your interest after pursuing the MBA program. It's a very individual decision that only you can take yourself depending on your circumstances. And that's why in this video, I'm going to give you all the considerations that you can make while deciding whether you want to pursue MBA right after your graduation or maybe after taking some years of experience. So let's understand first the reasons that people pursue an MBA degree for. Not the why MBA answer that you're going to give in the interview, but the real reasons that are there in people's mind. First of all, definitely it's about the salary. So if you're already working, you're thinking about increasing your salary, you might consider an MBA program. Or also if you're a fresher, you already kind of know the kind of package that you will get after your degree, so you want to start at a higher package. Second is designation, and obviously people in work experience usually face this. They reach a particular position, but beyond that, if they need to grow further, they need to have that business knowledge as well, and for that they need an MBA degree, and that's why they might consider an MBA program which will help them expedite their growth in terms of designation and promotion. Third is if I have interest in a specific field. For example, I want to pursue a degree in sales and marketing, so obviously if I'm an engineer, no company is going to hire me for sales or marketing profile. So that's why I might have to pursue an MBA degree, and only then I can get into these kind of profiles. And there are a lot of software engineers as well who get bored after a number of years, that they don't want to do coding anymore. They want to get into the business side of things, so they can get into the product side of things, they can get into the consulting side of things, and they would need an MBA degree for that. Fourth is learning, and a lot of people do not consider this before going for the MBA program. Only after the MBA program they realize that they should have focused more on those specific things during the MBA program, because learning definitely is very important and it should be a very important factor in your consideration. Last reason is also the MBA tag, the brand reputation of the institute, and also the societal validation that you get after pursuing a particular degree. See, it's not a very good thing, but you cannot ignore that in the Indian society, that society validation does matter, and a lot of people do pursue MBA for this particular reason. So let's open it up one by one, starting with the salary factor. Here you need to think, if you go for an MBA after work experience, will you get more salary compared to a fresher? So most of the companies who shortlist a particular profile will almost give the same salary to all the campus hires, whether you have work experience or you do not have. Yes, obviously there are lateral placement where work experience people are only eligible and they can negotiate the salaries as well. At the same time, some companies might also give you like 2-3 lakh more, but that's about it. Most of the companies provide similar packages to both kinds of people, but that is only considering the salary factor. What I said is you will get the same salary if you happen to get a shortlist from the company. Now what you also need to understand is whether you can get shortlist without any work experience or not from the same companies. Here two things will matter: your past profile and also the kind of roles that you're applying for. So for your profile, you need to consider first of all your past academics, 10 score, 12 score, graduation score. That matters for getting shortlist from the companies. Also, you need to understand the kind of CV that you can make as a fresher. Have you done a lot of internship? Do you have those extracurricular achievements? Because you need to fill that one-page CV, without which getting shortlist will become very difficult. If you do not have a great profile, work experience can definitely help you improve upon that. And here, what kind of job you're getting is also very important. If it is not relevant, then it does not make sense to give time to that particular work. Because suppose you have got job as a data entry analyst, and maybe you're just doing data entry on your job, and your dream is to get into a consulting role after that. Your job experience is not going to help you. Your job experience is not going to help you in your CV as well. So definitely that kind of work will make no sense for you. But yes, maybe you can get into a boutique consulting firm after your undergraduation. You do not have a great profile, but you can enter into a boutique consulting firm before your MBA. That definitely will help. So the kind of work experience that you can get before your MBA also matters a lot in this case. And next, the domain that you're interested in also matters a lot. For example, you want to enter into sales and marketing after your MBA. So freshers are preferred a lot in sales and marketing profile. So that's why you can go into MBA as a fresher. Suppose you're interested in consulting profile, there both of them are given equal preferences, freshers and people with work experience. But it might happen some consulting consulting firm some year is looking for more digital people who have digital experience. So someone who has that kind of an experience will also be considered. However, consulting firms also like to hire more young people, so that also becomes a factor. So kind of equal preference for freshers and for people with work experience, and they maintain a healthy balance in their recruitment as well. But suppose you want to get into product management, there definitely work experience helps. So product management companies also hire people who have like 2-3 years of experience at least, because the work revolves around delegation, team management, stakeholder management. So people who have already worked in a corporate setting are more suited to those kind of roles. That's why for product management roles, it's better to go with work experience. After that, finance, yes, they do prefer people who have certain work experience, but only very relevant work experience. If you have a particular experience in the finance field, only then it will matter. Suppose you have done sales and marketing role, it does not matter to the finance firms. Again, after that, general management firms like TAS, ABG, those, they also kind of prefer people who have taken some leadership positions. So either you have done some work and taken some managerial positions already in your work, or you have done great work in your college as leaders, maybe taken a lot of positions of responsibility in your college fest, or taken some responsibilities as the representative of your college in your placement committees. So those kind of leadership positions will also help you in those general management firms. Next important thing that I mentioned about the designation, and this obviously matters only to the people who have work experience. As a fresher, you would be entering as an entry level role, and after MBA as well, for after most of the MBAs in India, you enter mostly at the entry level only. So suppose you might be entering as an analyst, maximum what will happen is after MBA you will enter as a consultant, just probably one level above what you would have got from your undergraduation degree. But obviously it matters a lot more to people who have work experience. People who have worked at a specific profile now want to get into senior management roles or mid-level management roles. They have to pursue an MBA degree, and for them, pursuing after work experience does matter and does impact their profile a lot. And these people might also prefer executive MBA programs or online MBA programs that can help them unlock the next stage of their career without leaving their job. And also, let me tell you here, if you are thinking about an online MBA program without leaving your job, you have to be very careful about the institutions that you choose, because that needs to be government approved. And that is where the partners of this video come in handy, and that is College Vidya. And there's a great news at the moment, because there's a new feature rolled out on the website called the College Vidya subsidy, where you can get a subsidy of up to 10,000 rupees once you take admission in any university. And now let's explore the website. So if you go to the website, there are various UG, PG and other online courses. You can select the course that you want, fill up some basic details and then answer a few questions. The AI model will then accordingly list the suitable online universities for you. You get two options here. If you want, you can directly talk to actual university officials, or you can connect with College Vidya experts for free audio video career counseling as well. These counselors will stay connected with you from the start of admission till your placement. With Add to Compare, you can easily compare the universities you like based on 30 plus important factors like fees, approvals, placement, student rating, EMI, facilities, etc. A good benefit with College Vidya is for the fees, they also give you EMI options even if the university doesn't. The best part is College Vidya redirects you to authentic university website, which prevents you from the fake ones and possible scams. College Vidya also has jobs and internship portal, which is accessible to students from day one of admission. Through this portal, you can directly apply to thousands of jobs and paid internship. Overall, it's a one-stop solution for you. I will drop the link in the description and in the pinned comment. You can check it out from there. Now coming to the next factor, that is the learnings from your MBA program. A lot of people say that MBA without work experience will not give you the same learning, but honestly I did not feel the same. Obviously I had 10 months of work experience, but if I see my fresher friends as well, they did really well in the MBA program. The kind of learning that they got was equal. The kind of answers that they gave in the class was also like really good. The kind of case studies they did, the kind of placement opportunities they got, also the kind of results that they did in their academics was like really good. Some of them also turned out to be gold medalists in our batch. So definitely for freshers, I did not feel that way, that the learning is getting compromised. And yes, there are some subjects like HR or organizational behavior where freshers are not able to relate to the corporate setting. But again, there are 70% people with work experience in the classroom as well. The freshers can learn from them, absorb from them what was their experience, and maybe take a backseat only during those classes. Apart from that, there are marketing classes as well, where probably freshers can add a lot of new and fresh perspective. And there are also classes, for example, there are consulting classes, strategy classes, and quant and economics classes classes especially, where you have to do a lot of maths as well. So someone who has just completed the academics is much more comfortable in those subjects. Someone who has spent a few years in corporate might not feel so comfortable in going back to that kind of a classroom setting. And then there is a lot to learn from the freshers in those classes as well. So learning wise, I would tell you it should not make a major difference in your decision whether to go as a fresher or with work experience. Obviously in India it would not make a difference. If you're thinking about pursuing MBA from abroad, then they are preparing the candidates for a very different kind of role. They are preparing you for mid management level role, because you already have 5-6 years of experience. Most of the people in their classroom have 5-6 years of experience, so that's a very different discussion that happens in their classroom. In India, most of the people have within 2 years of experience, so they are preparing you for very different kind of roles as well. So that's why in terms of learning, I believe freshers and work experience have equal opportunity to take from an MBA degree. And now coming to the last factor, that is the MBA tag or the brand reputation of your institute or the societal validation. See, here if you're only going for the MBA tag, and it does not matter whether you are pursuing from tier 1 institute or from any other private institute, you can just go for the MBA program, and you can go as a fresher or with work experience, it does not matter. And ideally if you complete your MBA program as a fresher only, obviously it can help you because you just want that MBA tag. You're not interested in the kind of salary that you will get after your MBA program. You're not interested in the kind of roles that you will get after your MBA program. You can just go for your MBA degree and pursue it. But if you are more interested in the brand reputation of your institute, then obviously it does matter to you. And here I would say you can enter the college as soon as you get the right institute for yourself. Also remember one important factor here: for Indian MBA, you have to give an exam like CAT where the score is valid only for that particular year. And for GMAT, your score is valid for longer duration. So obviously you can take the chance of taking work experience. But in India, suppose you make it to IIM Calcutta, or suppose you make it to IIM Ahmedabad, only IIM Ahmedabad has that deferred admission criteria or that deferred admission option. But suppose you make it to IIM Calcutta, then you have to choose that institution that year itself. But the next year, that option is not open for you. It might so happen that next year you might not be able to convert IIM Calcutta. First of all, CAT is a very unpredictable exam, and at the same time, if you're preparing for CAT along with work, obviously it becomes very difficult as well. So if it might happen, you might not get the required CAT percentile, you might not get a call from IIM Calcutta. It might also happen that you get a call from IIM Calcutta, but you do not happen to convert the interview next year. So all of those consideration needs to be taken into account. That's why I always say people, as soon as you crack your dream institution, just go for it, grab it. CAT is a very difficult examination, much more difficult than GMAT, and is also very unpredictable as well. That's why just choose your dream institution as soon as you get it. And next, as I already told you, there will be a lot of societal pressure and family pressure in India as well to pursue MBA as soon as possible. But I would definitely urge you to not make your decision in terms of these pressure. The other factor that I mentioned, that can only help you make a decision whether you should go for MBA as soon as possible or you should take some years of experience. And here also let me tell you, whether to go for an MBA program or not is also something that you should consider. Just because an MBA tag will help you, just because an MBA degree is required from the society, do not just go for it. If you're already there in terms of salary and also in terms of the domain that you're interested to make your career in, an MBA degree is not like really going to help you. So obviously you need to convince your family that you're already there in terms of salary as well as the domain that you're interested in, and an MBA degree, wasting 2 years in your MBA degree will not be useful. So that is also consideration that you can make. So I hope this video will help you with all the consideration and the factors that can help you decide whether to go for MBA as a fresher or with work experience, or whether to pursue MBA at all or not.